Hi dear students, my name is Vinita and I welcome you all to Success EduTech. I hope all of you are doing well and solving all the try yourself questions so that prepare yourself well for the exams. Today we are going to start up with the lecture number 6 which will explain you the concept of resistance in parallel for the chapter current electricity. So let us begin with the chapter. First of all, we will go through the small definition of superconductors and non-ohmic conductors. You have already learned about good conductors and insulators that are bad conductors. Now there are a few more terms which you should be aware about. Those are superconductors and non-ohmic conductors. Superconductors are the one whose resistance becomes nearly equal to 0 if the temperature is decreased up to the certain value close to 0 degree Kelvin. Such conductors are called as superconductors. That means they are super because they allow the large amount of current to pass through them, because the resistance becomes almost equivalent to 0 at some temperature called as 0 Kelvin. The non-ohmic conductors. Some conductors are those who do not obey the Ohm's law. The Ohm's law is V is equals to IR. If any conductor do not obey the Ohm's law, they are some exceptional in case. At the time you can call them as non-ohmic conductors. Now what when the resistors are connected in parallel? In the last lecture, lecture number 5 of the same chapter, we have done with the resistance in series. We shall quickly recollect what all things, the three main points of the resistance in series were about the voltage, current and resistance. The voltage, it was V1 plus V2 plus V3, that is the voltage get distributed or it varies, whereas the current in the entire circuit remained constant. And the effective resistance RS was equal to addition of all the resistances connected in series. They were called as connected in series because they were connected one after the other or back to back. Now here, what is the combination that tell us that resistances are connected in parallel are? First you should know what is parallel. These two lines are said to be parallel because they do not intersect each other. So whenever in such a combination of parallel circuits, if we attach resistances and then we say that the resistance are said to be connected in parallel when their ends are connected to both the sides. See, all the three resistances are together connected at point C and the other end is connected at point D. So the reason they are said to be connected in parallel. There is difference between series and parallel. There it was connected one after the other. Here both the ends are connected at C and other end at D. So they are said to be connected in parallel. Can you see a single ammeter is connected over here? A single voltmeter is connected over here and 3 ammeters are connected over here. So looking at this part of the circuit, we come to know that okay, the current is getting distributed. See, the current, total current measured by this ammeter will be I. Okay, the current is I. The current come to the point C and from here it get distributed into the 3 connecting wires where resistances are there. There is a single voltmeter. The single voltmeter tells us that the voltage across each of the resistance R1 and R2 is constant. So the reason we say that here in the parallel it is reverse of series. Here the voltage is constant and the current get distributed through the 3 resistances R1, R2 and R3. There is a potential difference connected over here and there is a key in order for the current to flow. The figure showed the 3 resistance R1, R2 and R3 which were connected in series between the point C and D, and V was the potential difference across them. I1 and I3 were the 3 currents through the resistance R1, R2 and R3. The total current flowing through the circuit can be called as the sum of all the 3 currents, I1 plus I2 plus I3, because it get distributed and the total current is measured here by the ammeter which is I. We know according to the Ohm's law V is equals to IR and I can be termed as V by R. That means current is inversely proportional to the resistance and it is the effective resistance RP. So the reason here we can see that they have written using Ohm's law I is equal to V by RP. in looking at this, we can write I1 is equal to V by R1, I2 is equal to V by R2, and I3 is equal to V by R3. When we use these all values and substitute the values in the equation number 1, which says the current is the sum of the individual currents through I1, R2, I2, R3, we can say that V by Rp. We can substitute the value of I as V by Rp, I1 as V by R1, I2 as V by R2, and I3 as V by R3. We can substitute all these three values in equation number 1, and we will come to know that V from LHS and RHS can be taken as common. We can cancel the two V's, and we come to the conclusion that the reciprocal of the effective resistance is equal to sum of reciprocal of the individual resistance. So when n resistances are connected in parallel, at that time you can just extend the formula for n resistors. So the effective resistance 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. Now here you can think about the two combinations. One is the series combination, the other is a parallel combination. What happens when there is a series combination is that the current will flow across each of the load. The three bulbs here shown are the load. Okay, they will glow only when the current flows through the wire. But the three resistors here are, the three load here connected are in series. So if there is failure at this point, none of the bulb will glow. Whereas in the parallel circuit, if there is some cut in the wire at the point here, or if there is some cut over here, this bulb will still glow, because the parallel combination allows the current to flow from some other path. If this connection is failed, the two bulbs will glow, because the path is complete, the closed loop is complete, and the current have a route to go across. Whereas in series combination it is not possible, because once the connection is broken, there is no complete loop, there is no closed loop for the current to flow. Whereas here, if this connection is not there, at the time it has this one of the closed loop, and this is the second closed loop. So the reason both the bulb will glow. So even if any of the several bulb connected in parallel become non-functional because of some damage into the filament, the circuit does not break the current through the other path. This is for parallel circuit, and rest of the bulb light up. When several bulbs are connected in parallel, they emit the same amount of light. See, they are saying when the several bulbs are connected in parallel, that means if you connect one more bulb over here, the other bulb over here, all of them will glow with the same light. Why? Because the voltage across each of them will be constant. If the voltage is constant across each of the bulb, they will give you the same emission, okay, the same light. Whereas here the voltage get distributed. In series, the voltage get distributed. So the reason the bulb connected in series emit less light when connected individually, whereas here you will get the same light. And if any of the connection is broken over here, still you have the closed loop, still the current has a path to complete the closed loop, and the bulb will glow. So the reason always a parallel combination is preferred over series combination, because parallel combination allows the circuit to still run, whereas here if there is a single damage, the entire circuit will be switched off. So the reason whenever someone asks you justify parallel combination is used over series combination, you should be in a position to answer them. If a number of resistors are connected in parallel, what happens? The inverse of the effective resistance is equal to sum of the inverse of the individual resistance. See, you have seen here in the exam, in the explanation, that reciprocal is equal to sum of the reciprocal of each resistance. The inverse of the effective resistance is equal to sum of the inverse of individual resistance. Inverse means reciprocal. Like 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3 and so on. The current flowing through an individual resistor is proportional to the inverse of resistance. Yeah, because we have written that I is equals to V by Rp. Okay, for this reason we can say the current flowing through an individual resistor is proportional to inverse of its resistance, like I1 is equal to V by R1, I2 is equal to V by R2, and the total current flowing through the circuit is sum of the current flowing through the individual resistance. That means I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. Okay, that is statement number 2. The potential difference across all of the resistor is same, which is V. The effective resistance of the resistors connected in parallel is less than the least resistance of the individual resistance. That means when you calculate the effective resistance using the formula 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2, when you calculate the effective resistance using this formula, you will come to know that the output over here will be inverse of the value which we require. Okay, so you will come to know that the value of Rp, it is less than the least resistance of individual resistors. It means if R1, from R1 or R2, whichever is smaller, your Rp will be lesser than the smallest one. When you will solve the examples, you will come to know that value of Rp is smaller than the R1 and R2. This arrangement is used to reduce the resistance in the circuit. That means the effective resistance is lowered down. Like I'll explain you the statement here in the circuit diagram. See, if someone asks you to calculate the effective resistance, what you will do here is you will take Rp, 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. Correct? So when you calculate this by using the LCM method, by making all the three denominators are the same or cross multiply, you will get some value of 1 by Rp. Now this is not the Rp. You have to take inverse of this, then you will get Rp. The value of Rp will be lesser than R1, R2, R3. So whereas in individual resistance R1 and R2 and R3 are higher value, Rp is lesser value. That means the effective resistance of the circuit is less. When the effective resistance is less, more current will pass through it. So the reason they have said the arrangement is used to reduce the resistance in a circuit. Okay, so the reason we say parallel is preferred over series connection. There are few examples related to the parallel connection. Let us see. It is very simple. Resistors having resistance of 15 ohm, 20 ohm, 10 ohm are connected in parallel. Okay, we have value for R1, R2, R3 right in the given. What is the effective resistance in the circuit? To calculate the effective resistance, we have to use this formula. Substitute the values like 1 upon 15 plus 1 upon 20 plus 1 upon 10 is equal to 1 upon Rp. Now how to calculate this? I hope everyone know the method of LCM. I'll quickly show it to you for one. You can take the LCM of the 3 or make all the denominators as same, then only you will be able to add the fractions. Here we can use a table of 5. 5 3s are 15, 5 4s are 20 and 5 2s are 10. Then you can use 2 table. This is 3, this is 2 2s are 4 and 2 1s are 2 and 2 1s are 2. Here is 1 and 3 1s are 3. So what it comes out to be, 5 2s are 10, 10 2s are 20, 23s are 60. So your LCM comes out to be 60. That means all of the denominator can be made as 60. How to make the denominators as 60 is 15 4s are. So 1 upon 1 into 4 upon 15 into 4. This will be the first number. So it comes out to be 4 upon 15 plus. The second number, how to make it 60 is 20 into 3. 20 into 3, this will be 4 upon 60. 20 into 3 is 60 and at the numerator also you will make 1 into 3. That means it is 3 plus denominator of 10. How to make it 60? 10 into 6 is 60 and the numerator will be 1 into 6, it is 6. So when you all add all this, what it will come out? 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 6 is 13. So it comes out to be 13 by 60. This is what I did by using LCM method. So if you don't know LCM method, you can just cross multiply and check out the answers. Okay, so it comes out to be 13 by 60, but that is 1 upon Rp. To calculate Rp, you have to just make an inverse of it, that it is 60 by 13, and simply divide, you will get the value as 4.615. Now the example number 2, the 3 resistors having resistance 5, 10 and 30 ohm are connected in parallel. Okay, again we have the value of R1, R2, R3 and we have the potential difference as 12 volt. So easily you can calculate I1. I1 is equal to V by R1. I2 is equal to V by R2. I3 is equal to V by R3. See, they have first calculated the different currents required. Okay, using the formula I1 is equal to V by R1 using Ohm's law. Obtain the current flowing through the circuit. Okay, first part is complete. Like I is equal to V by R1. V is 12 in all of the 3 cases. R1, R2, R3 are 5, 10 and 30. Substitute the value. Divide it, you will get the answer. Now what is the effective resistance in the circuit. For effective resistance, you have to use the formula 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. Here, when you substitute the value, you come out to know that again the denominators are not same. Again, you will do it by using LCM method. In LCM method, all the three numbers are written. Then we find out the number which can be used to divide it throughout. So 5 1s are 5, 5 2s are 10, 5 6s are 30, 2 1s are 2, 2 3s are, and 3 1s are. All should be 1 at the end. So what it is, 5 2s are 10, 10 3s are 30. So LCM comes out to be 30. So you can just make the all denominators at 30. Like 5 6 are 30, so numerator will be 1 into 6. Denominator will be 5 into 3 plus. Here to make it 30, 1 into 3, 10 into 3, 30 plus. Here already it is 30. So now all the denominators are same. Add the 3, 6 plus 3, 9 and 1, 10. 10 by 30 is 1 by 3. This is 1 by Rp. Rp will be reciprocal of 1 by, Rp will be reciprocal of 1 by 3. Okay. So that comes out to be 3. So your effective resistance in the circuit is 3 and the current flowing through the resistance is 5 ohm resistance is 2.4 ampere, 10 ohms resistance is 1.2 ampere, 30 ohm resistance is 0.4 ampere. So total current flowing through the circuit is addition of all this, like I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3, it comes out to be 4 ampere. So there is one try yourself question which is based on the resistance in series, which is a previous chapter, previous lecture. So just here we have to keep few things in mind, that I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3 for parallel, and V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3 for series. When the two resistors, here in the question, when the two resistors are connected in series, their effective resistance is 80. That means RS is equal to R1 plus R2, two resistors. When they are connected in parallel, their effective resistance is 20. That means Rp value they have given. You have to take 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2. What are the values of the two resistance? So you have to use the formula for effective resistance of series and parallel both. Solve them simultaneously, you will get this answer. Try to solve it yourself and mention it in the comment section. Upload the image if you want, if you are going wrong in any of the case. I will evaluate it and I will give you a handwritten image of whatever is the solution, exact solution for the question. So in short, we have studied today the superconductors, non-ohmic conductors, and what happens when the resistance are connected in parallel. What you have to remember again, the three things. For parallel, voltage remains constant, current get distributed, effective resistance 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus and so on. So simply remember that and please solve all the questions mentioned in the exercise. This was the last lecture of the chapter number 3. I hope you have understood everything, and in case of any doubt related to the exercise questions, please mention in the comment section. I will surely solve it for you. In the next lecture, we are going to start up with the next chapter, which is the 4th chapter. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much.